All trauma is just a buildup. And we were talking about it like blockages. It's just a buildup, and it just blocks our body, creating illnesses within us, holding on to so much shame, so much guilt, so much unforgiveness, leading to heart problems, because that's your heart chakra. That's when we go back to holding on to all that trauma, with the fibroids, the cysts, and all that coming into our wombs.
It starts to develop.
So
basically.
it all develops. So it's just practice is just all about just releasing and not letting anything, that trauma, be you.
I saw a meme again. The memes are like the future, but it was Joe Dispenza actually. He said, once you remove the emotion from the memory, it becomes wisdom.
Yes.
So trauma is just emotion stuck to a memory, like a deep emotion. Well, you mentioned Florida, right?
Yes.
So first of all, you said your parents are very religious and strict. So I kind of, I don't know if it's just African parents or whatever, because my ex is Eritrean, right? And she had very strict African parents that didn't allow her to do anything until she was 24. So I kind of understood where you're coming from on that one. But is that like an African thing, or is it kind of like your?
Yeah, just all the African communities, all the Caribbean people there that brought all their, the origins of just living off the land to Florida with them. And that's how we all live out there. Yeah.
So, because obviously these are Caribbeans, right? I don't want to say Africans because it's not Africa, right?
Yeah.
So I know I said that, right? But it's obviously, do they consider themselves Africans that are Caribbean, or what they consider themselves Caribbean?
They call themselves island Caribbean.
The island,
they call themselves island people.
Oh, okay.
And even when you Jamaicans and Trinidadians, they can kind of consider West Indies.
West Indies, so they're not considered African. Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. So my apologies if I said African, right? Because I know it's different. It's you're on an island,
Yeah.
Just like Puerto Ricans and Cubans are completely different, right? They're not Mexicans like me,
Well, it's so funny. Haiti and DR, they share an island together. You know
really?
that, right?
Yeah, that's So why do they separate themselves?
I don't know. Just racism, one lighter than the other.
Oh, really? So it's basic colorism, basically.
Yeah, it's just colorism. But if you look at it, like, our food is the same.
Yeah.
Like, we eat the same thing. Like, I'm like, where's the Cuban food? Where's the Puerto Ricans?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So the islanders consider themselves more islanders. And then I didn't even know that. I just learned that. But Haiti, the Dominicans.
DR, they're on the same island. The same island. The same island.
Different, yeah.
Exactly.
Just because of how they look. That's crazy.
Exactly, yeah.
All right.
That's why every time I was at an event and this girl, she goes, you Haitian? I goes, yeah. She goes, I'm from, she said, I'm Dominican. And we just hugged each other, like instantly. We just hugged each other. Yeah, we're like,
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Florida, especially South Florida on the East Coast. Because I lived in I actually went through the whole state, but out of all of Florida, my favorite was the East Coast, and obviously Miami, and
I love it there.
It's funny though, because I'm Mexican and I didn't meet too many Mexicans when I was in Miami. I guess they're more on the West Coast.
Well, there's Mexicans there, but they're just, just like how when we go to Miami, they have like little Haiti, right?
Yeah.
It's just like little parts. But it's gonna be if it's a Mexican living apartment building, there's a whole Mexicans in that whole apartment building. Like they have their own little spot, you know.
But when I felt like when I went to Miami, I was like in Cuba. Like,
oh yeah,
Miami's like northern Cuba.
Oh my gosh,
like,
the music, just everything.
Yeah, and it's funny because some of them look white, like blue eyes, light skin.
That's part of it too.
And they don't speak a lick of English. Like, and I was like, what? I was like tripping out because I'm like, wait a minute, yeah. And
you liked it, didn't you? Love it. You can't tell me you didn't love it.
It was cool. I loved it.
Yeah.
Like, I just, it was different for me because it was cool because I got to experience different types of Latinos.
And then you Latino as well. So it's like, should it be like right at home? Yeah. Like, I love it.
Light skin.
But ironically,
light skin, Isaac.
Ironically, I wasn't at home because the Spanish is so different. The cultures are very different. Not like I was against it or anything, but it was like I was dealing with completely different people.
Oh.
So like
I could see it because here I'm like there's Latinos, but man, when there's the Puerto Ricans, the Cubans,
it's different. Like Puerto Ricans are islanders, just like Haitians. You know what I mean? And so are Cubans.
Yeah,
they're all
true.
Islanders, so they're island people. You know, like Mexicans, we're
more
Mexico.
native.
More native.
This is y'all land.
Yeah,
this is y'all land.
And then Central and South Americans are even more different. Right. So anyways, we all speak the same language, but we're very different as far as culture stuff. But it's cool to learn about it, and I really enjoyed it.
I just love it, man.
I love culture.
Man, I just miss home.
Yeah. So do you think you'll ever go back to Florida? Yes.
Not to live, because it is totally different. The acceptance, I want to go back home to open the business up there, because they really really need the healing. It's just that the people here are just more open. Yeah,
more open to what you're doing.
Yes, more open, and they're on the path of healing.
Yeah,
and they're open to it, and it's not. No, my coochie's okay. It's oh yes, I do want to heal.
Yeah, and you're talking about the Bay Area.
Yeah, the Bay Area. I'm talking about the
Pacific.
Bay Area.
Yeah,
the Bay Area. They're more open.
Yeah. Yes, we are more open here in the Bay.
Yeah.
So where are you exactly in the Bay Area?
I'm currently in Richmond.
Richmond.
The Bay Area.
Okay, Richmond.
East Bay.
Have you always been in Richmond?
Oh, well, when I first came here, I was in San Rafael.
Okay.
Because I had a job there, and then I got a job in Oakland. So, I didn't know the area at all. Yeah. I didn't know the area at all. Like, I literally didn't even know about Oakland. Living over in San Rafael, I feel like I was on an island.
Really?
And then I just literally just moved over the bridge. Because I just, apartment was just in a nice area. So I'm like, okay, I just moved there. And so I've been living there ever since. But I worked in, like, Oakland and all that stuff.
And I met you in Oakland.
Yeah, you met me in Oakland
during a woman event. Shout out to Desi and Ev, the Crystal Space.
The podcast too. Yeah, shout out.
You were doing your Yoni steaming event, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's where we met. Yeah.
So talk about that. Coming from South Florida, obviously the East Coast, and then coming to the Bay Area. What are some of the major differences that you saw from Florida?
The major differences besides the culture shock.
Well, what was the culture shock? What were some of the culture shock things for you?
Well, we were just talking about it now, right? Yeah. Just the food in general,
food in general, okay.
Just the people, they're just so much nicer here.
Yeah.
People are more open.
More open, more nice. So I guess everything does happen for a reason. Because, obviously if you wanted to do your business and you got a lot of pushback, it's a lot easier to grow and build your business and when people are more open. Yeah. And then what are some of your favorite things about California and the Bay Area that are different than Florida?
The favorite things was not so hot.
Not so hot,
yeah. But just the people are just more open, and generally I feel nicer. Yeah. Not cordial. Yeah, not cordial at all, because I walk by, y'all just will walk by and I say hi. Yeah. I have to look at y'all and say good morning.
Yeah.
Y'all just walk by and don't say nothing. Back home, they have a saying, like, you'll walk around the block and I'll say hi to the person twice, because if I will walk by you, I'll speak. Yeah. But here the people just walk by and just don't speak.
I think here it's like there's no neighborhoods, there's no communities really. Yeah. It's everyone's busy. It's the Silicon Valley. People are like go 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 go. You know what I mean? But I think when you do talk to them, get to know them, they are pretty open and
they are. Yeah.
It's very culturally diverse too. In the Bay Area. So let's talk about YoniAdore, because obviously it's flourishing here. People are open to it. What made you decide to start your own business in this?
Well, when you remember I told you talking to Chanel and start doing the yoga classes, the Yoni yoga classes and womb meditation at 33rd and Rising. That really made me just really want to flourish more and seeing that it was really needed here.
Okay. And then, so do you see clients like on a regular basis?
Yes. So I have Yoni. So of course I have with wound healing. It's a total journey. So of course there's going to be clients on a regular basis, because it's not a one-time thing.
Okay.
You should be tapping into yourself. It's a daily thing. I do it daily.
Okay. So do you kind of teach them what to do and then leave them on, like teach a man to fish, or is it they always come back to you for what they need?
Well, as a therapist, I feel as a therapist, it's all about teaching, educating, and showing you how to. And then with that how to, I also give you tools on how to do it yourself. So I have my Instagram where I have my videos, my Yoni Yoga, on YouTube, where you could go on the meditations, you go and do the classes yourself with your Yoni egg, where you don't have to be with me all the time.
Right.
And when you do come for your sessions, I do have Yoni Egg 101, when you have your Yoni egg, and I show you how to use it, how to meditate with it, how to release, how to breathe into your womb, how to flow. Okay. And so, together you're learning, but you also have the videos to support you when you go home.
Okay. So your Instagram is like the central for everything.
Yeah, it's in my YouTube. Yeah.
Your YouTube. What's your YouTube and your Instagram? Let everybody know.
YoniAdore.com.
YoniAdore.com.
Yes.
Yeah. So at
YouTube? At YoniAdore. Yeah. My YouTube is YoniAdore.
And then your Instagram's at YoniAdore.
Yes.
And you have a website.
At YoniAdore.com.
All right.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Get your Yoni eggs and your Yoni steams.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll actually leave it in the description below. So check that out when you guys get a chance. So you're basically like a therapist and you're meeting with clients. And is your client base growing daily?
Yes, it is growing. But when COVID hit, it kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
But I'm now transitioning everything to be virtual.
Perfect. Yeah.
And you know what? And I thought, and it was just so funny to me, just talking to my friends, how it is needed, how I felt that I needed to have that one-on-one connection. But it's all about the energy. Where I started when the COVID hit, I started doing everything virtual. So I did womb meditation virtually, where you sit on your Yoni steam. You don't have to Yoni steam, but it was a Yoni steam meditation. And women loved it, even though it was virtually. The feedback, because after the class we have like a sister circle to talk about it. It still touched them. So I'm moving everything virtually now.
I think that's very smart.
Yeah,
because now you could be international.
Yeah, and that's what my whole goal is. So I will be able to still touch other women and help other women.
Yeah. And I know you always said it earlier, you're more about like physical touch,
yes,
right?
Yeah, I really am more physical, right, Joe? Like during my sessions, I am very touchy.
You're very nurturing. I think it's also trusting who you're working with, healing with, getting all these knowledge and wisdom from is very important. Connecting with your clients, and you do that with me, Jeanette.
So yeah, I think this adversity is going to be a blessing, because now you're not only physical, but you're also virtual.
Yes.
Which just gives you more ability to help more people. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you just perfect the virtual, and then just keep getting better at the in-person physical, now your business is just huge, and it's going to be worldwide. Yeah.
You just brought that to my attention, because I started having other people like in Georgia, Louisiana, instead of just in the Bay.
You can be in Fort Lauderdale and be in your own place here in the Bay Area. You don't have to physically be in Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. You could be in Haiti.
Yes.
And the DR,
Yes.
And just helping women, everywhere.
Oh, speak that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's going to happen.
I mean, there's women all over the world. Yes. So we got billions.
Yeah. I just think, I'm a guy, obviously. So this is not necessarily geared towards me, but healing is for everybody.
Yes.
And then also
sacral chakra.
Yeah. I mean, I know guys have a lot of issues that they probably need healing with, especially in those
most
areas.
Definitely. I feel like men most definitely do, especially in the sacral chakra area.
Yeah, but I believe that this is something that women probably do need. And I think if they were just educated or they learned about it, they probably would be like, wow, this is something they're very open to. Yeah. So I think there's a huge, huge opportunity for you. Like, this is just the beginning. Yes. You know what I mean? And you need to just jump on it and take advantage of it, and virtual, I think, is a plus, because like you said, you could teach them how to do everything in their home, and now you're virtually everywhere.
And I think that make it better, because the womb is a very intimate space. So I'm using the Yoni egg, so it'll be, now that it's virtual, they could like put the Yoni egg in the comfort of their own home.
They could be in their own room, safe place, bathroom, whatever, and maybe they're more open to it. maybe now people back at home would originally like against it. And like,
Yeah.
well, shoot, I can be in the comfort of my own home.
Exactly, and
Maybe
be more open about it. Yeah.
So what's your goal for YoniAdore? Like, where do you want to take it?
Well, my goal with YoniAdore, so right now I'm working on packages like boxes, womb wellness
Like
boxes.
little care packages and stuff.
Because my whole goal is just for women, just to, is to educate them, but also to be on that journey, to continue that journey of that self-love.
Yeah.
So I'm creating like packages. So every month you get your yoni steam herbs that I create myself, yoni wash, and you also connect with me every month for sensual movement meditation, where we're tapping into the sacral chakra, but we're tapping more into that space of sensuality, which is embracing, which is not sexuality, which is sensuality, just embracing yourself, tapping in and releasing.
Yeah.
And movement, a little sensual movement.
Yeah. And even if like maybe you had like a subscription based thing where they pay monthly. And
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's what the
There you
box
go.
is, a subscription monthly, where you get the box and you also get a class every month. So you'll connect with me every month.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing idea. That's a multi-million-dollar idea right there. You just need to get it out there.
Oh yeah, we're doing it right now.
Yeah. So do you have a team?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I have a marketing coordinator,
Okay.
Creative Nature, Mauricia. We connect with each other. So the boxes will be coming out in March.
That's awesome. And so now you have a subscription. You have care packages, and
I
they
have
get
classes,
herbs, all that kind of stuff. That's amazing. Yeah, that's exciting.
It's all the journey to support them on their journey of womb love, and it's a continuous journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your vision or your goal for this? Like, what do you want to happen?
My vision with YoniAdore is to connect with other womb healers, so we could to make this bigger. To educate women on how to use the yoni egg. And when I say educate women, I mean other healers.
Yeah.
I did connect with other womb healers where I have now an affiliate program.
Wow.
Where they sell my yoni eggs and my yoni steams by with their clientele.
Yeah, they get a little like we do affiliates,
to branch it out a little more. So, but my whole goal is just to tap in to really connect with other women. But the way to connect with other women is to tap in with other healers and to spread out that way. Really spreading out that womb love and continuing that practice.
So you want to just create a big network of healers.
A big network of healers and a space for women to just, if I just had a miscarriage, right? Where do I want to go? I want to go on YoniAdore because they have that support. They have the meditations for miscarriage, They have the herbs that I could purchase to steam my yoni to support me on this journey of healing myself after this miscarriage.
That's important because do women have a place
to go?
Nope, they do
right
not.
Now? They do not. And that's what I noticed. Because, I had my miscarriage after, having this business. And that made me want to create that network for women to just go, a place for women to go to for all around for their womb, to connect to myself, to heal myself, to connect to my sensual part, my sexual part, connect to my passions.
It's important,
Yeah.
So that's powerful because they say if in order to be successful, you have to find a problem, and then you have to find a solution, and that's where you become successful, right? So I mean, I just thinking about it. Like I have friends or ex-girlfriends or whatever who they've had miscarriages or maybe an ectopic pregnancy. Have you heard of that?
Oh,
before?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I know someone that had that, which was very devastating. Like they almost lost their life.
Yeah, they could almost die from that.
Yeah, and then losing the pregnancy and then all that kind of stuff, But I just thought about that. I mean, I'm a guy, but I just think I've never heard of a place where women who've gone through something like that, like traumatic, like losing a baby or...
There's no support for that.
Even obviously I'm a guy, so I don't understand, but even if the baby is small, let's say a couple weeks or whatever, just the fact, I don't know, is there something that goes on in the woman, like already an attachment?
There's already there. The moment you get pregnant, there's already an attachment there.
Yeah, and I know maybe stuff starts changing in the body.
Within the body. Before you even know you're pregnant, your body's already changing,
So
what about like with depression? You know how like when women give birth, they become depressed?
Postpartum depression.
Yeah. Is that something that could be helpful as well?
Yes, that will help. It helped me. You know, I went through a miscarriage, so I didn't just had a miscarriage, but I went through postpartum depression as well. Coming home and my boobs big, you know, they have milk in them, but there's not a baby to suck on them. There's that, you know, trauma there again. There's a lot that goes on, you know, even the way I lost my baby just sitting on a toilet. There was trauma just going to the bathroom there. So the yoni steaming and the tapping in, the meditation, all of that helped. And all that is not running away from the problem. Most everything, all trauma is just a buildup. And we were talking about it like blockages. It's just a buildup, and it just blocks our body, creating illnesses within us, holding on to so much shame, so much guilt, so much unforgiveness, leading to heart problems, you know, because that's your heart chakra, you know. That's when we go back to holding on to all that trauma, you know, with the fibroids, the cysts, and all that coming into our wombs.
It starts to develop.
So
basically.
it all develops. So it's just practice is just all about just releasing and not letting anything, that trauma be you.
You know, I saw a meme again. The memes are like the future, but it said, it was Joe Dispenza actually. He said, once you remove the emotion from the memory, it becomes wisdom.
Yes.
So trauma is just emotion stuck to a memory, like a deep emotion, you know, and so I guess what you're doing through your yoni healing is you're releasing the emotional connection to the memory or the loss or whatever. And then you're also creating maybe wisdom somehow. Like, has there been any wisdom you've learned through your journey?
Yes, of course. So much wisdom. And also I feel like I've been through certain things to also help other women as well.
Yeah.
Because how can I help someone if I've never been through it?
Of course.
You know, I remember when I first started, and this young lady, she contacted me. She goes, yes, I want to get a yoni egg. I just had a miscarriage, right? And she goes, will it help me? And I said, yes, of course it will help you. Just, you know, don't use it yet. You know, you can still yoni steam, use it after you heal, but mainly focus on releasing and inhaling love. That was me, not ever having a miscarriage. That was my answer.
You were just giving just a basic answer.
That was, But now, and it's so funny that we're talking about this now, but a young lady, she contacted me sometime last week, and she is a client, someone that she been coming to my classes, coming to the classes and purchasing yoni egg, but she experienced a miscarriage around Christmas time, and my response was so different.
Yeah.
And because I went through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something very important if you're especially a therapist or like a healer, or you're actually giving people advice that you've actually went through or you have experience.
You know, and I feel like that's what it exactly is. Yeah, because you know, I could sit here comfortably and say that I've been raped. I was raped at the age of 16.
Wow.
So I could sit here and say, yes, yoni steaming, yoni healing does help.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're very welcome.
Well.
Yeah.
It's very powerful.
Because a lot of people, they hold that in. And most of the time, I only share that if I'm in session with someone and that happened to them,
that makes
and
sense.
I will open up and say and share that. But I am in a space where that's not who I am, so I could say, yeah, that did happen to me.
That's the first thing I was going to say.
There.
Thank you for sharing that.
That's the first thing I was going to say, is that you've actually already dealt with it, because you can say it without it affecting you.
Yeah, without it affecting
you. Definitely turn pain into purpose, like converting dark to light. Is how I see it. And
I felt like that's why I really wanted to leave home, because I felt like I was diving into something, but however, because of religion, I wasn't really able to really dive into it, because of course I live with my mom. So while I was in the bathroom, I connect to water a lot, and of course when the sacral chakra, the element is water.
Right.
So I found myself at a young age meditating a lot in the shower. And my mom, she would come in. And this is when I was like, oh, I went to a yoga class. I got this subscription and everything. And one thing about me, when I do something, I go ahead and just do it, right?
All or nothing, yeah.
Exactly, because that's the type of person I am.
Me too.
So my mom, she goes, remember who your God is. Remember who you serve. And, you know, we were just in the bath. I was in the bathroom. The water was on. The lights was off. It was like, She came in. Remember who God is. Remember who you serve. And then I'm like, yes, mommy, I know. And but then, of course, I'm a child, so I'm sitting there, I'm like, so I'm trying to get back to my meditation. I'm like, then of course, that judgment seep in. But one thing that I love about myself that never stopped me. That never stopped me at all. That made me want to keep going.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like whenever... And just feel like just going through my life, just seeing everything. And I'm on a journey of just vibrating higher, not being attached to any trauma. I'm just seeing that just certain traumas or certain things that they're just to push you a little deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a wise man once said, never run from adversity because adversity makes you mentally tough. And success is when opportunity meets mental toughness. If you're not tough enough there's nobody that's successful that's weak. And if you've never dealt with anything in your life, you're not going to be strong enough to be successful, right? And the other thing about religion, so I always had older mentors in my life, and I just want to share this because obviously I'm not religious, but I don't want to say anything against religious people, but so he explained God to me in the most powerful way that I understood. Because his wife was Native American, she was very close to the tribes, and she believed that kind of stuff, and he was Caucasian. And he said, Isaac, do you know what I believe God is? And I said, what? He goes, God is love. He goes, let me ask you a question, and I'm going to ask you this. When you hug the person you love the most, are your eyes open or are they closed? They're closed. Right?
Because you're feeling.
Because it's not even about the other person. You're allowing the love that's within you to come out.
Radiate.
Yeah. And that's what God is. They always say God is a God-shaped hole in your heart or whatever. It's love. Like if you truly want to be God-like, it's just to allow the love. But maybe through blockages, through traumas, through the weird humans in our lives, all that gets kind of like covered up. And we're not allowed to give up that love, or there's all these rules put on it. But he goes, so that, to me, he said, God is love. And the closest you could become to just giving love to everybody and being a loving person, that's the closest you get to God.
Yeah. And that's so funny you said that, because before I started this practice, because, I grew up very religious, but I like to think of myself as a spiritual being. But in the beginning, even though I don't call myself Christian, I'm still very connected to God. And before I started my business, I prayed every morning, and I always asked God to let His love shine within me.
There you go.
And so during my meditation, my signature line, and I don't know if people know, is deep inhale of love. And that's just the love of God, because love is all around us. And I remember when I was at the beach, we always go to the beach. My father, my stepdad, he's Haitian. So I remember we were walking. He goes, you know what God is? And then he turned, he looked at the beach. He said, that's what God is. And that the waves was just crashing and and just thinking about that now, just that strength, just nature all around you, just God is all around you, and it's just love. So my whole business is based on that love, letting that love shine, releasing all that trauma, and not letting it hold you back.
Yeah. So I just want to make a point. When I say spiritual and I'm not religious, I don't mean I don't believe in God. Like I do believe in God. I've had an out-of-body experience. So I know that we are spiritual beings having a human experience for a certain period of time, right? This is just an earth suit. And so, but the earth the human body holds the trauma, it holds the memory, it holds everything. Our spirit is happy. It's free. Once it gets released, it's like, whee, goes right back into the universe, right? So it also helped me deal with like death a lot better, because when we're sad about death, it's a selfish thing because it's about us, because that person is gone. They're happy. They're not in pain no more. You know what I mean? But anyways, I just want to say that I do believe in God. And I mean, if I were to label myself a religion, it'd be Christian, because that out of body experience happened in a Christian church. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, spirituality is definitely something important. But I wanted to talk about chakras real quick, because I know you mentioned them earlier. Tap in. Yeah, and I know you're very educated in that. Can you talk a little bit more about chakras for those who don't understand it, like the colors and where they're at and what they do?
So we have our root chakra, which is about grounding, which is red.
Okay.
We have our sacral chakra, which is orange, which is the I feel, embracing, which is your sensuality, your sexuality. Then you have your solar plexus, which is more about confidence, moving forward. It's yellow, being brave, going for your dreams.
That's yellow?
Knowing I could do it. Yeah.
Okay.
I am everything I want to be.
Oh, okay.
I am everything I need. I have everything I need.
Okay.
So then we have our heart chakra. Oh, yeah. I came out with a song, a meditation song.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So we have our heart chakra, which is green.
Okay.
Loving yourself, loving others, forgiving yourself, forgiving others.
Okay.
And then we have our throat chakra, which is blue, being able to communicate yourself, really communicate what you want, you know. When it's blocked, people lie, hesitant to say what they want to say.
Wow. So the throat chakra causes liars. So see you liars out there, you need to clear your throat chakra.
Throat chakra.
I can't even speak right now. You need to clear your throat chakra. Your throat chakra.
Well, also your heart, because you're not lying.
For real.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Then we have our eye, our third eye here, which is purple. Your intuition. So you know, when you tap into your womb, you also open your third eye.
Can I say something about that? So I always feel like I've been blessed with a very strong intuition. Like I can know what someone's about, like instantly. When someone's trying to lie, I can read right through it. I can just sense things. And so maybe 7 years ago, I was with a bunch of Mongolians, and there was a shaman. And she said, I want to try something on you. I said, okay. So she had me sit down and close my eyes, and she waved something in my face. She said, what do you see? I said, a flashlight. She goes, it's not a flashlight. She goes, open your eyes. And it was a stick. She goes, I was waving this in your face and I saw a light. It was like a flashlight. She says, you know what that means? That means your third eye is wide open. Wow. And you could literally like see, like you can cast visions and see the future. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So I just wanted to say that because you mentioned that. But and then when I did my ayahuasca, that's what Mother Ayahuasca told me. She said, you've been blessed with intuition. It's time for you to start helping people with that.
Yeah.
And stop like caring, like start helping people and sharing that with other people.
So when are you going to tap into that?
Well, hopefully this podcast.
I think already,
so you feel like this is it? Is this the journey of helping people?
I think this is the beginning because and I hate saying me because this is a we thing, but we are already in helping people and inspiring people, even if it's on a small level, because they're listening to the podcast, or even people that see me or they see Joe and they knew us before and they go, wow, they're actually doing it. You know, like Des, she can tell you, like when she first met me, it was through a Zoom, and I cast the vision and I said, this is what's going to happen. And this is when we had nothing. Already episode 21 or 20 or 21 just came out. And
that's beautiful.
Yeah, like I don't think we realize like how far we've come.
For real.
Well, also like the people that have been sitting in your chair, in your position, you know, they share things that they never shared before.
Yeah, that's another thing.
And it's liberating, and it's not only inspiring me and themselves, they're gonna inspire other people worldwide. That's why, hello YouTube, we're here.
Yeah.
So
yes.
So to answer your question,
YouTube,
yeah. To answer your question, I feel like when people share their stories, maybe they've overcome something. They're sharing traumas that they've been through, right? There's women that are watching this, and maybe they've been through what both of you have been through, but they were too afraid to share it.
Yeah.
And that's hurting them. You know what I mean?
It is, literally.
Yeah, or they don't know that there's a way that they can heal. They don't know that there's, yoni healing. They don't know that there's, steams. They don't know that there's the stuff. And all of a sudden they watch this podcast and now they're healing. So I feel like that's how we're making an impact now. And like Joe said, like just with the people that come on the show and their family watches the podcast, and all of a sudden their family looks at them differently. Because just think about this. If I had just met you and I said, sit down, I'm going to tell you my whole life story. You'd be like, who does this guy think he is? Like, first of all, I don't want to hear it. Number one, I ain't got the time, right? Second of all, that's kind of egotistical that you want me to hear your whole life story. But on a podcast, people get to tell their life story. They get to tell their journey. They get to tell what they've been through, and people are actually open to it. The other thing is, too, people don't have deep conversations anymore.
That is so true.
Everything is shallow. Everything's text. Everything's like quick, like, busy. This is a deep conversation. You know what I mean? And so, like Joe said, people get to talk about things. They get to have deep conversations and they get to tell their story. So in a way, my third eye allowed me to cast a big vision, because the vision for the podcast is 250 million subscribers, the number one podcast in the world. And we're going to have a compound, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have like a big beautiful studio, a kitchen with a personal chef, a garden, a weight room, a whole photography room, a whole creating room. It's going to be a place where people want to go and they have fun, and it's an experience, right?
We could have a meditation room
with some yoni steam.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but
for the ladies.
Yeah, but it all started with just an idea, a little in a big vision, and it's going to happen. So I feel like that's how I'm going to share that gift, I guess I was given, and then we're all going to do it together to help other people share their story.
Another thing I want to add to that is we're sitting here for 2 hours, so we have nowhere to go, nowhere to look at. We're definitely connecting and listening to each other's experiences and stories. So
yeah, and I learned a lot, and I appreciate you for coming on and sharing your story, and I appreciate everybody who came on the show. Like, it takes a lot for people to actually share like personal stories and stuff like that. So thank you for that.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to share about, your yoni business or your healing? Anything else you want to share with people about YoniAdore?
Well, besides that, we offer yoni steams, yoni yoga every month to tap into your sensuality in the YoniAdore box. No.
So they just check out your website, right?
Yeah, they could go on to my IG.
At YoniAdore.
Yes.
And we'll leave it in the description below, so make sure you click on the little arrow, and also make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell.
Share the video.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to add is also, like you mentioned earlier, it's a journey. It does, you know yourself best and what you've gone through with your life. Just to take action, and people do care. We were once strangers before. We were once strangers before when we start talking about culture, art, this and that, like you and I as well. So don't be afraid.
Not anymore.
Don't be afraid to talk to people and seek out for help, because people do care.
100%. All right, so we have this amazing topic. It's called Joe's 6 Qs.
Okay.
She's going to ask you some deep and powerful questions. So I'll hand it right over to Joe.
Okay.
All right,
you
Joe.
ready for this? 3, 2, 1.
Oh, it's a countdown now.
Oh.
All right. Okay. So the first question, what advice do you have for women who are currently dealing with womb trauma right now?
Seek help. Go on, start a journey. I really, I'm not really sure what's really out there, but the advice I would give is to call me.
I would agree with that advice.
Not like
Call
that.
me. That's it. That's all I
Okay.
could say. Call me.
Go to her website. Go to her Instagram.
Let's create a 30-minute consultation. My 30-minute consultations are free.
There
Create
you go.
a
Perfect.
program. I'm virtual, so I'm anywhere.
Internationally.
So all I would say is just to call me. So to tap in. It's time to tap in and
Yes.
release.
Tap, tap, tap in. All right. How many times have we heard tap in tonight? Okay. Tap in, guys.
Tap in.
All right. So what advice would you have to your own family? One advice.
Oh, my whole family needs to tap in.
All right. Once again, tap in. Okay.
Tap in family. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was so funny. I could just talk, right?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
yeah. So my cousin, she came here for Christmas. But it's like my whole people that's from back home, like my best friends, they goes, you know what? Anytime they going through stuff, they call me. And they goes, you know, I'm going to buy a plane ticket. I'm just going to come and meditate. Every time people come here, they plan to get a yoni steam. They want to have a full session with me. So, yeah, even family members, they want to come and have a full session. So, yeah, they know to tap in.
Tap in.
Yeah. So, yeah, she got a full yoni steam session. My best friend come, they get they book me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your number one wish for the world?
Just to love. And love all this bullshit. This bullshit we got going on out here. Yeah. I feel like my whole thing is just, I flow with love. So my whole thing is just love. You know, I was taught that love is kind, love is patient.
Well, I love that.
Yeah.
Amen.
Okay. Forward question. This is a tough one, but I'm sure you'll be able to answer this. So if you're told you have 48 hours left to live, what is the first thing and the last thing you would do?
The first thing I'll do? Oh, well, I'll go online, book a plane ticket to go home.
Nice.
And then go home.
And then just stay home.
And just
basically.
enjoy and then tell my mom to cook up the best food. My favorite meals.
What are your favorite meals?
Oh, all her food that she cooked.
Everything.
Yep, everything.
Big feasts.
Yep. Yeah, she cooked. All her food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah. So you'll fly home and eat.
Every single person I've asked, including myself, had like the hardest time answering that question. But you're definitely tapped in.
Yeah,
so that was an easy flow. Yeah. Okay. How would you like to be remembered?
I don't like to be remembered however people see me. I don't want to change it because I am who I am. So however they see me is how I want to be remembered. Because I feel like I'm just that lovely being. So I can't be anything else but what I am in your head.
Whatever you knew me as, that's what
I guess
am.
that was a little egotistical statement, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I like that.
Interesting. Hey, there's no other way that you can be remembered than how they saw you.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm love. So
you definitely are.
yeah.
See you as love.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I have to switch up my last question.
You're going to switch it up. Oh, no. I want to see what you wrote down.
You want to see what I wrote down?
Yeah.
Well, it was pretty much the same. Well, you guys can cut this. It's pretty much the same thing as it says, what impact do you want to leave behind? That's my last question.
Like what I'm doing now, just healing, loving. My whole thing is, I don't know if I'm going to ever have a girl, like a daughter, but I've been thinking like, passing my business down. Like I know it's going to be big. I have vision too.
I like it.
Yeah. So
legacy.
I most definitely want to pass. I want YoniAdore to just continue to be here after I'm gone. So that's how I know I will impact the world, And I want to pass it down to a little girl. Oh my gosh, what if I'll watch this video and be like, did y'all see that?
Yeah.
And have a little girl be like, girl, you see that? I'll pass it down to you
Yep.
before you was even born.
You will.
Yeah.
Putting it out there for the universe.
Yeah.
Prophesize right
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to pass it down to
You
her.
heard it here
Yes.
first.
here. Right here first.
And she's going to be so deep into the womb too. So, like, into the
Literally
whole movement.
and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively, yes.
She's going to be learning while she's in the womb.
What?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
That was
So,
the
Do you want
last
to ask
question.
another question?
No.
Yeah.
that was
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Oh,
It was a
thank you.
pleasure. I'm glad I got to know you, and I know there's a lot of women out there that need to hear this.
Yes.
They need to heal, and you have something special here, something
Thank you.
big. It's going to be huge. You're going to heal a lot of people, and I can't wait till that daughter of yours is watching this in the future
Oh, thank
and
you.
seeing her mom prophesize that she's going to take over the business. So,
Yes.
yeah, I'm just excited for that. But Joe, any last words?
Yeah, I just want to say I'm really grateful that I met you.
Yes.
You definitely helped me heal. I'm still on my healing journey. Helped me gain my confidence back in some areas. I believe in womb healing. I really do. And it's for some reason, when I want to go back to doing yoni steaming, I just know I'm tapping in. So I know I need to do more of that. Also, for everyone else out there who's watching and listening, you're not alone. All of us have been through some
Yes.
shit. Just continue to love yourself.
And
And
be patient.
Be patient. When you set that intention that you want to heal, resources will come to you as well. So,
I like that.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, as always, if you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And make sure you smash that like button because it really helps us out. Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
It was amazing. I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait till that prophecy becomes a reality.
Yes.
And as always,
follow your bliss.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into the podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Our goal, as always, is to become the #1 podcast in the world. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure you share this with 3 of your friends. And if you like our song, our intro song, please check out my good friend Maroni Silva's band, A Dead Desire, on YouTube. That song is called The Mantra. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. And as always, follow your bliss.